Game Plan LFA, un espacio dedicado al fútbol americano profesional en México. La Liga de Fútbol Americano está aquí en Game Plan, en este nuevo espacio. Muchas gracias, es por y para ustedes, como siempre lo decimos. Laura Sandoval y su servidor en Game Plan de lunes a viernes. La piedra angular de este proyecto. En YouTube, en redes sociales, nos pueden seguir a su servidor, @Cleriga, en todas, con excepción de Tik Tok. Ahí me encuentran como @OscarCleriga, @Lautrec o @Lautrec13 o @Lautrec-13. Ahí pueden encontrar a Laura Sandoval de lunes a viernes con los diferentes espacios de Game Plan, por supuesto con el fútbol americano colegial, la marea carmesí, los cuernos largos, el fútbol americano en la NFL, con la predilección de los Dallas Cowboys con Wonder Cowgirl y por supuesto servidor con los Pittsburgh Steelers en Cleriga. Pero aquí vamos a hablar exclusivamente de la LFA. Ya lo ven ustedes, ¿no? Estamos al 100% con la Liga de Fútbol Americano Profesional de nuestro país, que vive prácticamente el kickoff, vamos a llamarle de esa forma, al Congreso Deportivo que se llevó a cabo el pasado sábado en las instalaciones de los Gallos Negros de Querétaro. Ellos fueron los anfitriones de este puntual evento donde, dicen por ahí, los de pantalón largo, en la temporada del pantalón largo, llevan a cabo pues lo que deportivamente tiene máxima injerencia: reglamentos, sanciones, la forma como se va a ir llevando el próximo calendario, a falta por supuesto también de la cumbre de dueños que ya estaremos platicando, pero por lo pronto vayamos puntualmente al tema del Congreso Deportivo aquí en Game Plan LFA. Estamos de manteles largos y arrancamos con el pase de lista. Caudillos, el campeón Federico Landeros, el head coach, y el director deportivo Enrique Zapata estuvieron presentes en el Congreso Deportivo. Ahí en pantalla ven la lista, se las voy enumerando rápidamente. Javier Adame de los Dinos, los Galgos; Ricardo Licona, director deportivo, Gallos Negros; el head coach Carlos Estrebel y por supuesto el director deportivo Jesús Salazar. De los Jefes de Ciudad Juárez, el coach Baltasar Lozoya; de Mexicas, el nuevo head coach Félix Buendía y el director deportivo Marco Montes. Los Reds de la Ciudad de México, el coach Raúl Rivera, Alfonso Roldán y por supuesto Jorge Escobedo. De los Reyes de Jalisco, el director deportivo Héctor Brambila, y de los Raptors, el director deportivo Luis González, el famoso Loco. Hago un breve paréntesis porque le quiero mandar un abrazo al coach Alfaro. Desafortunadamente su señor padre se nos adelantó en el camino durante el fin de semana. Coach, ya lo hice de manera individual, pero no quiero perder la oportunidad de hacerlo aquí en Game Plan LFA. Un sincero abrazo para usted, para toda la familia. Es tiempo de reflexión y estamos con usted, mi querido coach. El show debe continuar y rumbo a la temporada 2024, los nombres que enlistábamos dieron puntos y el famoso OK o el bobo, como decíamos en otros tiempos, a situaciones muy puntuales. Se votó y aprobó la modificación al cambio del tiempo extra en reglamento de juego. En temporada regular, valga la comparación, como en la NFL, un quinto cuarto de 10 minutos, donde si se terminan esos 10 minutos nos vamos al empate. Cabe la posibilidad de que con touchdown el primero que tenga puntos gane ese partido. En playoffs, pues la famosa ya no muerte súbita. Si hay puntos, el equipo rival tiene la oportunidad de esgrimir y ya sea empatar o remontar el marcador dependiendo la puntuación del equipo A que haya marcado touchdown o gol de campo más sus conversiones, sea 1 o 2 puntos, como hayan decidido jugar. Ese es uno de los principales acuerdos a los que se llegó. También a su vez se cambiaron las reglas de equipos especiales, haciendo la transición de la NCAA a la NFL. Y finalmente el tema del targeting, ya que antes se marcaba como una descalificación automática, ahora se marcará como un foul personal. En dado caso de ser flagrante, se descalificará. Todo esto con la presencia del comisionado de arbitraje, Mario Matos, que al igual que el comisionado de la LFA, Alejandro Jaimes Trujillo, y el director deportivo Jorge Reynoso, además del director del departamento médico Gerardo Vázquez, estuvieron presentes en este congreso con los representantes de las 10 franquicias que ya les mencionábamos. Esos son los acuerdos principales a los cuales se han llegado. Hay otros que están en el tintero, pero que se estarán platicando en el Congreso o en la cumbre propiamente dicho, la cumbre de dueños que se llevará a cabo en el último fin de semana de agosto, del 25 y 26 de agosto en Ciudad Juárez. Los jefes serán los anfitriones de ese importante cónclave de los propietarios de las 10 franquicias de la LFA. Esa es la actualidad. Aquí en Game Plan LFA nos daremos pues la tarea, la misión, periodísticamente hablando, puntualmente, de informarles detalle a detalle lo que va pasando. Ya lo escucharon y muchos de ustedes lo sabían, ¿no? El coach Cacho, Carlos Strebel, es ahora el head coach de los Gallos Negros. El caso de Félix Buendía, que incluso ya en la última semana de la temporada regular del 2023 ya estuvo en la línea lateral. Ya también escucharon parte de los nombres que están en el staff de coacheo de los jefes de Ciudad Juárez. Los únicos que aún no presentan nuevo entrenador en jefe son los Raptors. Ahí dejemos la actualidad para irnos a este tema de color, de historias, de presentarles a los principales actores, jugadores, staff de coacheos, cuerpos médicos. Aquí estaremos dándole un vistazo a todos. Ya lo hacen ustedes a través de LFA Total, el programa de televisión LFA Total, la revista digital, pero aquí en Game Plan LFA les mostraremos también con otra cuota de investigación alrededor de la liga sobre las historias. Y empecemos con el béisbol, que está ahí en auge aún, el fútbol americano, la Sultana del Norte, uno pitcher, el otro quarterback, dos posiciones fundamentales en cada uno de sus deportes. Hablo de los hermanos Eppler, a quien les mando un saludo, tanto a Tyler como a Shelton. Muchas gracias por la plática, por estos detalles que sé, y no les adelanto nada para que vean la plática que tuvimos con ellos y cómo se va engarzando esta historia de dos hermanos que, como muchos en el jardín, en el patio de su casa, que es particular, decía aquella canción para los que vieron la televisión todavía en blanco y negro o escuchaban la música en discos así de acetato, ¿no? Bueno, ahora ya están de regreso, ya hay que decirlo, ¿no? La historia es cíclica y dejemos que la de los hermanos Eppler, Tyler y Shelton Eppler, aquí en Game Plan LFA, en propias palabras del pitcher y del quarterback de los dos equipos profesionales en la Sultana del Norte.
Baseball is always my first love. I'm one of two kids. My brother, who is 5 years older than me, has played baseball all of his life, and I just wanted to be just like him.
I mean, it was all baseball and football all the time. We one of us would get a bat and ball, hit ground balls to the other, and we'd always try to make sports center plays. So any time of a type of web gym play we could make, and then we'd throw the baseball bat down and go pick up a football and run routes for each other and try to throw it as far as we could across the yard. And
I will say my brother did play quarterback in the 7th grade, and he had a read option where he pulled the ball, and he did get tackled. And as he tried to stiff arm, his arm kind of did not. It broke his arm. And then ever since that day, he never touched the football again.
I played football in junior high. I was a quarterback in junior high, but as soon as I hit high school, baseball kind of took over, and my love for baseball then was just so much that I kind of just stopped playing football and focused on baseball.
But every time that I throw the football with him, he can throw the football farther than I can, but I would like to say I still can throw it better than he can.
I remember that was always the deal of so we have a driveway on one side, and stretched out across that through the yard is the fence on the other side. And I guess I would say it's probably 70 yards or so from the driveway to the fence or so. So we would always sit there and throw this football and see, how far we could throw it. Could we throw it from the driveway over the fence on the other side? And of course, I'm about a little over 5 years older than Shelton. So I got to that point quick, but I think he got to that point quicker than I did and a few years younger. So just watching him throw that football and that's kind of always how it was. Is I would have my friends over, and Shelton would be right in the mix of us, just competing with us. And even though he was younger than us all, he always stuck right there with us.
I don't know how he is 6'6" tall, and I don't know where he got that from because everyone in our family is 6 foot, 6'1". That's it. And then there's my brother who's 6'6", and it's like, where did this come from? So he's a little more blessed in the height department, I will say. So it's like I love just competing with him, talking mess to him back and forth, just to joke with him about who throws a football and a baseball better.
Who throw the best football?
Oh, I mean, definitely Shelton. I try to hang with him now, but I can throw it far, but I'm not as accurate as he is for sure.
And a baseball player?
I mean, that's a tough one because Shelton pitched, but he also played shortstop, so shortstop and third base, and he was a really good hitter. He's definitely a better hitter than I was, so that's why I took the pitcher route, and so I don't have to hit. But he's just an all around athlete, so it's tough to say on that one.
Well, when he was in Japan, I got the thought of that he's playing overseas baseball and making pretty good money. What is the possibility of me reaching out to see, hey, what could happen if I played overseas football? It's something that I love, something I'm passionate about, and while you can still play, why don't you, kind of thing.
What is your biggest memory in those years with Shelton? Playing in the backyard, maybe in one team, I don't know.
I mean, just a lot of good ones. Like I said, the throwing the baseball, and I guess the one kind of memory that sticks out to me is him getting his front two teeth knocked out. So we would always kind of hit pop-ups to each other, and I think it was my dad who hit the pop-up, and me and Shelton were trying to catch pop-ups, and he missed one, and it caught him right in the front two teeth and chipped both of his front two teeth. So I don't know why, but that one, as soon as you asked that one definitely sticks out, and I remember that happening, and him. I don't even think he cried when it happened. He was maybe 7 or 8 years old, so pretty young. But but yeah, I think it like cut his front two teeth right in half and knocked those out. So I don't think he missed the pop up again after that. So that kind of taught him pretty well that hey, I got to catch this thing, you know.
So as going back to my high school, I was playing baseball, football. I played both sports. Well, football season in my junior year of high school, we had an unreal season. We broke many records and won the state championship that year. And then it seems like the whole recruiting process just blew up for me. And that's where I was like, holy cow, this is what I want to do. I fell in love with football way more. I started enjoying it more, loved the team atmosphere of it, the two-a-days, the weightlifting. And ever since that season, it kind of just like a trigger switch to me of this is what I want to do. And now how many years, probably 5 years later, and I'm still playing the game that I love. 6 years later, I'm still playing the game that I love at a very high level. And I'm just so blessed with the opportunity to keep playing.
How was your years in Northwestern State?
I think they were amazing. My first 2 years in college, I went to a junior college by the name of Trinity Valley Community College. My head coach at the time was Brad Smiley of our junior college. Going into my sophomore year, my second year of college, I broke my collarbone on the first game of the season. So I had to sit out 6 weeks and I had surgery. And luckily I was able to come back and play, and we competed for the conference championship. And that year after, which I was out those 6 weeks, so I didn't, the recruiting process of junior college was kind of a little more difficult because I didn't have game experience that year. So luckily, my head coach at the time, Brad Smiley, believed in me. He actually got the offensive coordinator job at Northwestern State University, where I went and played quarterback for them. So he was my offensive coordinator. So I was with Coach Smiley for 4 years. It was an amazing experience, an amazing coach, and an amazing human off the field. I was blessed with an amazing locker room, amazing team. And it was just one of those dreams as a little kid is like, where can I continue to play the game that I love that at a very high level? We got to play the teams like Texas A&M University my junior year, and then we got to play LSU, the LSU Tigers, the year that possibly one of the best college teams to ever play. in the NCAA history. So it was an amazing experience. I got to meet amazing people. Like you said earlier, I was a counselor at the Manning Passing Academy, where I got to meet the likes of like Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, JT Daniels, and all those kind of guys. So it was awesome.
Okay, I do my homework. I want to show you. This is my next question. You say this name, Brad Smiley. How important is Coach Brad Smiley to you?
He's very important to me because he's the one that blessed me to continue playing the game that I love at the college level. He believed in me coming out of high school, where I didn't have many offers to the Division I level. I had one offer to South Dakota, and I didn't want to be that far away from home, from being in Texas where it's hot all the time, to go to South Dakota where it's cold. And I felt a connection from the start with Coach Smiley, that he believed in me. He could put me in the position to excel and get to the next level, which it turned out to be perfect because I went with him to Northwestern State, and he's just been a huge help, part of my life, and he's definitely helped me mold me into the man I am today.
September 14, 2019, Northwestern State versus LSU, and the QB was you for the Demons. What kind of memory you have about that game?
I believe that was the Tigers' first home game under Coach Ogeron, first home night game under his head coaching.
Exactly.
And it was crazy packed. I would say I think there was around 103,000, and it was definitely surreal. Obviously, when you show up to a big stadium, you see this is the LSU SEC football team that's very dominant. You go in the stadium, it's empty, and then as the kickoff's about to happen, you look up, there's 103,000 there. Obviously, that can play a toll on people. I tried to, I guess you could say, remember, it doesn't matter how many people are in the stands, there's always going to be 11 versus 11 on the field. So I tried to control the things that I could control. We had a very good first half. We should have, second half, the LSU Tigers showed up, and as they should have. But it was an awesome experience. I got to play some guys that are now in the NFL that are doing very well. And you look back at it, and it was like, it's been an honor to what football could do for you. You can meet amazing people, very talented, and some of the most popular National Football League players now, and Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. So it was an amazing experience, and I'm so thankful that Northwestern State University has brought me to that level to get to experience something like that.
What makes so special that little kid? Is a kid, Joe Burrow, no? What makes him so special?
I'd say his leadership. He has that Tom Brady factor of where that no matter what happens, he doesn't get rattled. Because I remember he threw an interception to us, and I believe it was like the first or second quarter when we were winning at the time. I believe it was like maybe 14-3 or 14-10. We're up, or 10-3, some score like that. But you just see that fire in him that it doesn't give up. It's basically him versus everyone kind of mindset. It doesn't matter who's playing against him, that he's going to show up and compete to the highest level. And it was awesome get to meet him at the Manning Passing Academy. He carried himself very well. Obviously, he was very humble about it, but then he had that side to him that's like, I'm better than you, and I don't have to tell people that. I'm just going to show you. So it was very awesome to get to meet him, kind of pick his brain a little, and just to see how that's evolving now in the NFL.
That was I mean, just an intense, crazy game. But I feel like Shelton's had so many games like that, where it kind of comes down to, man, it's like, man, anybody else would think they're probably not going to win this game, But I've seen so many of his games now that have ended that way. The way that did is like, they still got a chance to win this thing. I mean, there's a few seconds left on the board and a lot of yards to go to score, but it's hard to give up on him, and especially with the weapons that he had. When that happened, it's just like, oh my gosh, he did it again. It's crazy the way that game ended, and Duke making the play that he did, and scoring to win that game was awesome.
Yeah, football is definitely a team sport, but it teaches you many life lessons of facing adversity, handling your business, having a game plan for everything on and off the field with time management, being accountable to those other colleagues or teammates, as you could call it. But I think the game of football definitely correlates to life, and I'm so blessed to have met you. Thank you for having me on here because it's been a pleasure talking to you. And
But I will say it is one thing that I regret. I really wish I would have played football in high school, but I guess I can't really regret it because things have worked out and I've gone on to play baseball professionally, so can't complain.
Señor productor, tiene cada vez más chamba, pero muy bien. Ahí va hoy con esta presentación de la LFA a través de Game Plan. Muchas gracias a ustedes. Es por y para ustedes cada uno de estos espacios. Agradecemos, hablo en plural, porque en este proyecto, por supuesto, es también Laura Sandoval, el señor productor, y todo el equipo que hace realidad cada uno de estos espacios. Arrancamos, este es el episodio 1 de Game Plan LFA. Maravillosa la historia de Shelton Eppler, ¿sí? Jugó contra Joe Burrow, hoy quarterback de los Cincinnati Bengals, que bueno, atraviesa por una nueva lesión, aunque dicen los que saben, los que están metidos ahí, que estaría de regreso para el arranque de la temporada. Ya estuvo incluso trotando y lanzando pases ahí en el primer juego del preseason de la NFL. Tyler, pitcher, estos anécdotas que son invaluables y usted los escuchó aquí en Game Plan LFA. Vaya un saludo a cada uno de los jugadores que estuvieron o estarán en la LFA rumbo a la temporada 2024. Recuerde, a través de las redes sociales de la liga puede hacer su voto para el All Pro y por supuesto lo que viene en esta gala de la LFA para reconocer a la crema innata de la temporada 2023 y estamos arrancando rumbo al 2024. Aquí en Game Plan el compromiso es por y para ustedes. El fútbol americano profesional de nuestro país tiene una ventana aquí. Síganos semana a semana, detalle a detalle de lo que sucede, donde hay uno de estos con este logo, con el de la NCAA, el de la Arena Fútbol, de la NFL por supuesto, las infantiles, la base que le da de comer al fútbol americano profesional es fundamental y aquí en Game Plan, a través de todos estos proyectos y estos programas, estamos en contacto 24/7, 365 días del año. Muchas gracias, @Cleriga, estamos en contacto. Hasta luego.
In life, as in football, you always need a game plan. Show me the money.